Hello, everyone. It is Thursday, May 1st, 2025. I am Annika Spalding, the Community Relations Director here at the Amarillo Little Theater. And this is Thursdays at 3, where I go live every Thursday to get you caught up on what's happening this week at ALT. This season, Thursdays at 3 is generously sponsored by our friends at Brick and Elm Magazine, Amarillo's premier lifestyle magazine. Every single issue of Brick and Elm is packed with fantastic articles written by local contributors and will keep you up to speed on all things Amarillo. Grab their brand new May-June issue on newsstands now, especially if you're a music lover, or head over to their website at brickandelm.com to subscribe. We're very, very excited about their latest issue. This issue of Brick and Elm is very special because not only is it their 4-year anniversary issue, but they are diving into the history of Amarillo's music scene by talking to the locals who experienced it. These conversations include blasts from the past stories about the Aviatrix Club, the Texas Moon Palace, sneakers, and other venues. Also in this issue, the 75th anniversary of Toot and Totem, David Palmer of Chamber Music Amarillo, the Texas Route 66 Festival by Visit Amarillo, and of course their Leading Women and Summer Fun section. So make sure to pick it up and don't forget to vote in tomorrow's election. It is so, so important. ALT recently announced the lineup of shows for our 98th season. As you can see, it is a season of massive shows. So you'll want to get your season tickets, and great news, season tickets are now on sale. These shows will likely sell out, but members have the opportunity to get their tickets at least 1 week in advance of the general public. You can purchase those season tickets by calling our box office at 806-355-9991 or by heading over to our website at amarillolittletheater.org. Guess what? Dreamgirls preview night is tonight. This show will run tonight, May 1st through the 18th, right here at the Alan Shankles main stage at 2019 Civic Circle. Tickets for the preview night performance are buy one, get one free, and students are always buy one, get one free. Snag your seats for the hottest ticket in town once again by calling our box office or heading over to our website. Speaking of Dreamgirls, we need help with ushering and concessions. Tonight, May 1st, we need help with concessions. Friday and Saturday night, we need help with both ushering and concessions. If you're interested in helping us out, please email our volunteer coordinator, Lissa Guerin, by emailing her at the email address you see on your screen, or by giving her a call at our box office at 806-355-9991. You can also head over to the ALT Warriors page on Facebook and click on the Sign Up Genius link to just go ahead and sign up that way online. We would be so grateful if you would do that. And don't forget our Checkout ALT library program. We've partnered with Amarillo Public Library, Canyon Area Library, and Carson County Library to give cardholders access to exciting live theater. Tickets for Dreamgirls are currently available for checkout, and a limited number of seats are available for the performances on Thursday, May 8th and Sunday, May 11th, subject to availability. We hope to see you at the theater. And this is very exciting. Celebrate Mother's Day in style at ALT. If you're looking for a unique Mother's Day experience, then join us at ALT for mimosas, muumuus, and Dreamgirls on Sunday, May 11th. From 12:30 to 2 p.m. in the ALT Turk lobby, indulge in mimosas and tasty bites from Black Fig Catering, while a DJ turns out upbeat music and hosts, that's right, karaoke. And don't forget to wear your most colorful muumuu. For $50, your ticket includes admission to the 2:30 p.m. matinee of the sensational musical Dreamgirls. Event-only tickets are $30. Purchase yours by calling our box office or heading over to our website. And very exciting, mark your calendars for our special summer event, Musical Men of the Last 10, June 7th at 7:30 p.m., featuring some of the best vocal talent that has graced the ALT stage in the past 10 years. Stay tuned, as we will have much more to announce very soon. And this Sunday, I can't believe it's finally here, May 4th at 2:30 p.m., ALT will host Kamika King in concert. Kamika is a singer-songwriter based out of Dallas, Texas, and has performed at the Kennedy Center and Carnegie Hall, among other exciting venues. Tickets are only $10. $10. Everyone, $10 for this incredible concert, and they are on sale right now. You can call our box office or head over to our website to purchase those tickets. And I would love it if you would advertise your local business in our playbill. This playbill is so fantastic and filled with colorful ads with all kinds of local businesses. Here is a list of our current playbill advertisers, and we would love to add your business to this list. Our playbill is seen by over 30,000 patrons every single season between our main stage and Adventure Space Productions, and our ad prices have not gone up from last year. The revenue the theater receives from our playbill plays a very big part in our annual budget and is a great way to support ALT. For more information on how you can advertise in our playbill, shoot me an email at Annika@AmarilloLittleTheater.org, and I will get you all the information that you need to advertise in our playbill. All right, let's keep it moving with our Volunteer of the Week. All right, congratulations to Gabe Sherman. Gabe fixed all the potholes in the south parking lot, and we are so grateful to him for doing that. Gabe is a tremendous volunteer for ALT, such an ALT warrior, the epitome of an ALT warrior. And we're so grateful to him, especially ahead of all the people who are going to be in our parking lot for Dreamgirls. Thank you, Gabe, for fixing those potholes. We are so grateful for you. And we have a comment from a cast member of Dreamgirls. Alex, hi, get your tickets, she says, then come again. I'm still catching lines and connections that I missed the first time in rehearsals. So exciting. Thank you for commenting, Alex. We're so excited about this show. I cannot wait to see it. I am so excited. We will be there tomorrow night, opening night with bells on. I'm so pumped. I'm so excited to talk to a couple cast members who are joining me today. Cannot wait to chat with them about the show. Megan Gaitan says, yay, thanks, Gabe. Hi, Megan. We're so glad that you're watching Thursdays at 3. Thank you for watching like you always do. So grateful for you. And let's keep it moving with some breaking Broadway news. All right, here's your first look at Jordan Fisher in Moulin Rouge Broadway. Can you believe these sets and costumes? Like, unbelievable. He's such an incredible talent. I absolutely love Jordan Fisher's voice. I'm a big Dancing with the Stars fan and watched his season when he won Dancing with the Stars. Incredible. And also the full cast has been announced for the upcoming Broadway return of Mamma Mia. Very exciting. But most exciting news, Tony nominations were announced today. So exciting. And some snubs. Interesting snubs. We won't talk about those today, but Jason, I'll talk to you about those later. Best Musical. Here's a look at the nominees for Best Musical. Here's a look at the nominees for Best Play. And a look at the nominees for Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role in a Play. Best Performance by an Actress in a Leading Role in a Play. Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role in a Musical. Very excited for Jeremy Jordan. I need to ask Jason if this is his first Tony nomination. I think it might be. And Best Performance by an Actress in a Leading Role in a Musical. Very tough category for that one this year. So exciting. Do you keep track of Tony nominations? I love this day. It's very exciting. Franklin Salazar says, I am loving watching our rehearsal videos. The cast is so good. Franklin, I cannot wait to see this show. I am so excited. I've heard nothing but amazing things from people who have been involved and have seen some rehearsals and stuff. I cannot wait. Franklin says, I loved Nicole. I am so jealous you got to see that. I am so jealous. I would have loved to have seen her in Sunset Boulevard. But yeah, so many exciting things going on. Tony nominations, Dreamgirls opening, all the events we have going on. So exciting. But I want to get to the good stuff. And I have special guests for today. So please help me welcome the stars of Dreamgirls, Tia Hunt and Toderick Hunt. I think I told Toderick to pop back in at 3:15, so he might be on in just a little bit. But please help me welcome Tia. Hi, Tia.
Hi.
I am so grateful that you're joining me today on such a busy day for you. How has the process been for you so far?
It's been good. It's been challenging, but
Yeah.
Good challenging.
Yeah, it's a massive undertaking. Like you were just saying when we were doing a sound check a minute ago, that this show has so many moving parts.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so true. I mean, between the sets and the lights and the costumes and the wigs and all of there's 28 people in the cast. It's absolutely huge. Do you feel like the process for the most part has been smooth?
I think so. We've been taking it bit by bit and just adding on layers as we go. Hi, Alex.
Alex saying hi. Okay, so you're so busy, and tonight is your preview night. I'm so grateful that you're joining me. Can you tell us who you play in the show and how you got involved at ALT?
Yeah, so in the show, I play Dina Jones, one of the Dreamettes slash Dreams. And I got involved with ALT because of Beautiful, the Carole King musical a couple of years ago. Savante Wallace, who is not able to be with us, reached out to me.
Yeah.
And, I was able to play a Shirelle and a Chiffon and an uptown girl singer in the bitter end. And yeah, so that's how I got started. And I was excited to come back, especially as soon as we found out that this was going to be one of the shows in the lineup.
For sure. We're so grateful to have you. Vanessa Hill, your castmate, says, I love you, Tia Hunt and Toderick Hunt. So glad to be in this show with you.
Love you too.
Okay, so Dreamgirls, like you were saying, is a huge show. Oh, Todrick's back. Yay. Hi, Todrick.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, I got to you guys a little early, but thank you so much. I was just talking to Tia, how grateful I am that you're joining me today. Can you tell us a little bit, tell us who you play in the show and how you got involved at ALT?
Yeah, so I guess I'll start with getting involved. Jason and I started to develop a relationship because I used to run the Jasons here in town for a while, and somehow I think I did some singing thing for the city, and he was like, "Ah, you did not tell me you could sing." I was like, "Oh, okay, that's random. How'd you find out?" But he invited me to audition for Beautiful, and being part of that production and just understanding the responsibility that the crew had to involve a different part of the community of Amarillo was a very cool thing to me. And so ever since then, I've been a huge fan. The first show I ever watched was Shrek, and Dylan and Kyle killed it,
Yeah.
with Donkey and Lord Farquaad. Oh my goodness. And so, that brings us full circle to this time around. I'm playing Cece. He's a young 18-year-old fella who's getting his feet wet in the music industry. And he goes through a maturation process throughout the play, from innocence to, bold to a little bit of confliction. But that's kind of the story of the show. So there's a lot of things going on.
Yeah, it's such a huge show. And that's such a great segue, because we were talking a little bit about what a huge show this is, between the sets, the costumes, the 83 wigs. 83 wigs in the show, the musical numbers. How has this process compared to, for instance, when you guys did Beautiful? They're both big shows, but can you compare the two at all?
Go ahead, Sissy.
You can't tell, but I'm looking at you.
And for anyone who doesn't know, we've got a brother-sister pair here.
Yeah. Well, I think the biggest comparison for us specifically, effort-wise, is just that we're in principal roles this time. We were in the ensemble.
Yeah.
So we were very busy because we were doing a lot in the ensemble between the drifters and the Shirelles and the Chiffons. But this time, this is really our first time having lines in addition to choreo and music of this capacity. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, it's one of those things where like we have a lot more responsibility, I think, this time.
Yeah.
And a lot more to think about at once.
For sure.
So my brain is always spinning, and I have moments where I'm like in the moment, but I'm outside of the moment too.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about what's happening and what has to happen next a lot. So yeah, that's the biggest comparison, I think, for me right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much energy that you're expending between what you're doing, exactly what you said, what you're doing in the moment, but it requires so much anticipation and observing what's happening. Anything could go wrong at any minute. Someone could forget a prop, drop a line, anything. You just kind of have to be ready for so much all at once. And with a big show like this, it puts that much more pressure, especially on the principal roles, to sort of weave through that if anything happens of that nature. Definitely.
Yeah.
Our volunteer of the week, Gabe Sherman, says, so excited for y'all. Break all the legs tonight. Kaylin Phillips says, got my tickets for next weekend. Can't wait. We're so glad you guys are getting your Dreamgirls tickets. Can I talk to you guys a little bit about how important is it for ALT to produce shows like Dreamgirls with regard to representation and opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always good to give people an opportunity to walk in the shoes of others.
Yeah.
We're living in such a conflicted world now, and a lot of it is because of this separation and this isolation that we have a tendency to be so comfortable with being in, because you don't have to be challenged, you don't have to grow. It doesn't force you to think outside of yourself. And so going back to Beautiful being the first big mostly African American production, and then coming to this one, just knowing that it's not so bold of a move in the minds of the people who run ALT and Jason to say, hey, you know what? We're going to be ambitious. We're going to step out on faith, and somehow we're going to get 28, halfway decent at least, people to come and be in the show. So, that's really cool for them to be able to have that wherewithal to just present the opportunity. And we're always willing to share our culture. I mean, look at the world. We are the culture.
We're so grateful that people trust us to share these types of stories, and we need you guys. We need to tell these stories. It's so important to all of us here at ALT to expand our community, to make sure that people know we are here for everyone here in this community, and we want to make sure that our volunteer pool reflects that, and that our season of shows reflects that too, to make sure that people know in good faith, like, we're here for everybody. And so you're exactly right about the leap of faith. Just, we sure hope people show up to these auditions, because we really want to do this show.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Tia, do you have any thoughts on that topic?
Yeah. I mean, I think I echo a lot of what Toderick said, and we've talked about this, behind stage, and just, it's so important. Like you said, it's important that we tell this story. There are so many facets and layers of stories to be told from the Black community. So every opportunity is it's really important. And I was saying the other day about, naturally for most of us, the 2006 movie, with Beyonce, Annika Rose, and Jennifer Hudson, Jamie Foxx, etc., when that came out, I don't think it was a conscious, I want to do this type of thing, but
yeah,
I saw myself in them, and I didn't even realize until this opportunity. And I was like, oh, I am Dina Jones.
Right.
I relate to just who, Beyonce played her to be, coming in a lot like Cece, really innocent and having a dream, but not knowing how it's going to unfold. And we looked to them, that cast, and being like, oh my gosh, that's us. I see ourselves, so getting this opportunity is definitely, I pray that other men, women, boys, and girls from the Black community and beyond will see themselves in us and be like, oh, I can do that type of thing. I thought that was for a certain type of people, or certain people with, I don't know, certain class of people, or maybe it's a different dream, but I definitely hope that it inspires within our community and then catapults from there.
I could not agree more with you, Tia, on that. Vanessa Hill says, to watch both Tia and Toderick grow over the last couple years is another motivation of why I auditioned again. They both defy culture in such a strong way. Such a sweet Vanessa. Okay, so there are lots of new people involved in this cast of Dreamgirls, which we love around here. How has it been getting them acquainted with how ALT rehearses a big, massive musical like this?
Well, I will say the first 2 days I was in music rehearsals, and we're all sitting there with the books, and it's the uncomfortable, messy part of getting to the excellence. I was telling a few of them, "Hey, listen, it'll get better. This is where we're starting off.
Right.
This is the groundbreaking process." And I also told one of the fellas, it could have been Ashton, but he was pretending one day that he was going to do the splits in dancing practice. And I told him, I said, "Hey, don't do it unless you want to do it in the show, because they will make you drop."
And, we will exploit that.
I know every single time I dropped and did the splits in locomotion, I was like, "Oh my Lord," inside of my knee is starting to hurt. I was like, "Don't do something unless you are willing to do it on stage." So
that is so true. If you want your talent to stay hidden, you better keep it under a bushel. Because we will shine a spotlight on it over and over and over again.
Don't turn flips. Don't, just...
Just keep it like this if you don't want to sit.
When did you have time to do the splits in locomotion? We were like running and singing.
Do the locomotion with me, and then me and Kissy dropped every single time. And man, I was icing the inside of my knee. I'm like, I'm not in my 20s anymore, so doing the splits is a little harder.
Oh yeah, that's a different story the older you get. That is for dang sure. That is for sure. Andrew Hawkins, our sound man, says the whole cast has been so amazing to work with. I can't wait for them to get an audience. Oh, Andrew, we are so grateful for you around here. So grateful. No one would hear us as well as they do without you. We're so grateful for everything that you do.
Literally.
Yes. Tia, talk to me about your character, Dina. Tell us a little bit about who she is and what aspects, if any, of yourself do you bring to the role to breathe life into her?
Yeah. So Dina Jones is, again, I imagine she's raised, by her mother, and is ambitious, but she's very... maybe a little sheltered, right? She's innocent in that, right? In that she's never, done anything that was of huge risk.
Mm-hmm.
And the theme throughout the show is how she wants to show her mom that she is important. She's going to do something and become someone who is important, who she just wants to make her mom proud.
Mm-hmm.
And she just wants to do these things with her friends who are like sisters to her. And so I relate a lot to her, and as I was looking at the audition packet, I was like, oh, wait, I just kept coming back to like, I am Dina. Because in my own upbringing, naturally it's in us to like want to make our parents proud, want to make my big brother proud in the things that I do. And having a dream and not knowing how it's going to come to fruition, but having this thing in your heart. And then as you step out and as you experience, Dina does the same thing to where, then she makes her mistakes. And then she has to learn kind of the hard way by some people that she comes into contact with, because she's kind of naive and trusting. And she doesn't know everything that's going on behind the scenes of what's happening. And then when she finally does, she has to kind of grow through that and to make the decision of, oh, well, I don't need to be told what to do anymore. I can make my own decision, and I know what's best. And if I want to pursue something, I'm going to do that instead of waiting for validation or for permission to do it, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And I very directly relate to that because I've learned, as I pursued music, there are things that some people who maybe have known me my entire life don't even understand the dream in my heart because it's not their dream, right?
Right.
So I've had to, in my own right, be like, oh, you don't understand. You don't need to. There's an audience that I have to reach because they relate to what I have been through. And I'm going to help someone because I just need to pursue this, And so, yeah, I think we are very similar in that, right? Because, again, going from being innocent to experiencing and then coming into our own to finally make something and be important, but not in the way that we thought we needed to be.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
So,
is that a life lesson right there, or what?
mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Toderick, tell me a little bit about your character and how you relate to him, if at all.
Man, how to relate to Cece? I was Cece. In 2010, I graduated college and then moved to Los Angeles shortly after.
Mm-hmm.
Started working in writing and in the industry and being that new small town guy in one of the largest cities in the world in an industry that's this big and how messy it can be. So yeah, I was CC, going in innocent, just having a dream and not being entitled, but like that naive optimism
Sure.
that that things are going to fall into place just because I have some talent. Now I've
Mm-hmm.
never thought I was the most talented person in the world, which is a good thing. But I always thought I would have a chance if I got in the right doors. So I've been burned. I've had record shelved for the sake of the the cow, or what's it called, the cash cow of
Yeah.
the company. I sounded too similar to them, so we went the writer/production route, and so yeah, it's so crazy because, and when you asked why it was so important to tell our stories or this
Yeah.
particular story, it's because honestly some of us were just raised in the church and we know who like the Michael Jacksons and Supremes were,
Yeah.
of the 50s, but it wasn't until I got checked by a mentor of mine, um, that if I didn't study my craft, then I was, quite frankly, unqualified to even pursue it.
Mm.
And that's when I started to study about the founding of Motown by Berry Gordy and Smokey Robinson, and the Miracles and the Supremes and the Jackson Five, and just everybody that matriculated through that area. So anyway, all that to say, long answer. Yeah, I was CC. So just trying to channel how I acted at 18 when that was. See, I'm 36, going on 37, so
Yeah.
trying to see how I would react then versus me now is very, very different.
Right. Right. Oh my gosh, I completely understand that. You both are incredible performers and bring so much raw talent to the ALT stage. What does it mean to you to have a place like ALT right here in Amarillo?
It means a lot. I feel like kind of stumbled upon it because
Mm-hmm.
I was aware it was here,
Yeah.
but I didn't think I could, I don't know, commit to something this big,
Mm-hmm.
or that there was going to be any type of show that I could relate to.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, ever since being roped into it, it's it's so cool. And I think just because we come from music and having that, it was just a little bit easier to dip our toe in the world of acting in this way, doing live theater. And yeah, it's been a new way for us, I think, at least for me, to exercise our musical chops in a way that we don't when we're on stage with our guitars, with our keys, and singing, whether that's worship, whether that's our own stuff. It's just different, and it opens us up. I think it has opened us up to a whole other world. Like, for instance, my range has increased since I joined ALT, and
Love
so
it.
yeah, like
Whistle tones.
legit. Like, oh, yeah, it's such a cool thing, and I'm witnessing it in real time as I'm trying new things. So it's really cool that it's here.
Mm-hmm.
That we didn't, because I mean, granted, this is only one facet of it, but a lot of people move across. You were in,
Sure.
you know, pursuing acting and all the things. And so not really having to give up and sacrifice in the same way.
Right.
Because people move across the world or across the nation to do that type of thing. So having it here is a really cool way to be like, oh, I can still commit and like try this new thing on a big scale.
Mm-hmm.
But I still I have my home life and my support here.
Right.
So it's really convenient. I'll say that. It's
Definitely.
really convenient.
Definitely. Todrick, do you have thoughts on that too?
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. It's such a challenge. Mentally, theater is.
Yeah.
Because T and I both are soft spoken unless we need to not be.
Right.
In me.
Yeah.
But so every aspect of theater is a challenge. I danced hip hop, and I was telling Sean this the first time we were doing choreo, how reversed things are in some of the steps that you learn for musical theater. So like that's a changing of the mind. The way I sing and projecting that
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
is a very big thing because we rely so heavily on mics and
Yeah.
you know we're right in it. We know how to. We're trained on mic work, so we
That's
can
right.
move that bad boy close and away. But to have to project
Mm-hmm.
in that way is different. And then lastly, I've practiced and I've worked in screen acting.
Uh-huh.
So everything is in your face.
Right.
It's close to you. You're speaking normally for the most part. On the stage, my number one note, Todd, project your lines.
Both of us. That was our first note.
I thought that was
Yeah.
the one.
The camera's not there to pick up every little thing.
Yeah, there ain't no boom mic, so you need to talk loud.
Oh my gosh,
but I
isn't
love
that
it.
the
It's great.
truth?
I
Yeah.
love the challenge, and I love that Jason and everyone has been so giving, you know. So
Yeah.
giving compliments to someone who's going through the struggle is always nice.
Well, you know, and that's another cool thing about ALT is that, you know, our performers are all 100% volunteer. And, you know, some people might look at that and go, oh, they're not professionals. But that's the thing is like, here you guys are pursuing all kinds of things. Todrick, you were out there pursuing professional music. I was pursuing professional theater for 10 years. There's all kinds of reasons why people wind up where they wind up and have all of these backgrounds that you wouldn't anticipate people living in Amarillo, Texas to have. And not just that, but people who haven't pursued anything professionally, who just show up to these auditions with raw talent and are willing to commit their time and show up to these rehearsals during the week and over the weekend to commit to something. And it's unbelievable the talent when you put it all together, what can be produced on a stage with that level of commitment, volunteer or not. To me, that level of commitment says a lot about what people can bring to a project. And in some ways, when someone is willing to do something without getting paid, sometimes the talent could be even stronger. And the level of commitment can be even stronger when you're willing to do it completely for free. And so it's amazing what we can put on the stages here at ALT. And, you know, ALT going out on a leap of faith, deciding we want to do Dreamgirls. We're going to announce it on the season. We don't know how many people or who's going to show up. And that's the thing is you present the opportunity and people suddenly go, oh, okay. And here we are with a cast of 28 people at the end of this season. And it encourages us going forward to tell, even like you were saying, Tia, so many facets and layers to all of these stories that need to be told. And now when we know, hey, we can slap something on a season and say, we want people to show up, that they will, and say, okay, you put this on your season. I want to show up and do what I can to tell these stories that are really important to tell. So my hope going forward is that these opportunities snowball into even greater opportunities between musicals and plays and fundraising concerts we can do. And there's no limit to the things that we can do to show this community that we're here for everybody and creating opportunities for everybody to participate. Okay, there's a lot going on in the world right now. That's the understatement of the century. And spring is filled with events and activities. Why should people make room in their schedules to come see Dreamgirls at ALT?
Because we're in it. Hello.
Hello.
Right?
Mic drop. Let's say less.
I mean, the Hunts are in the building. I'm just kidding.
See, there's that confidence coming out of that quiet Tia that we got it. We got it.
I'm just being silly.
I love it.
Kind of. You know, there's truth in jest, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, come see something that you've not seen before. Because there are so many people, I think, that we've discovered who don't even know this story.
Mm-hmm.
And then, again, back to the representation. Come see a culture you've not seen displayed in this way, especially in this area. Same thing when Jason did the opera, you know,
right.
Like, it was amazing. And I'm like, oh, this area, I don't understand everything about their, you know, Mexican culture, but to see something like that. So I think, come see something you've never seen before, and you might be inspired, that type of thing. So,
yeah. Toderick, what do you think?
Come because it's good.
That's right.
You know,
come see good theater, period.
Man, there's some good, there's some crazy talent on the stage. That's, you know, you were talking earlier about we're not getting paid, but if you come into it with the mentality of, man, I'll get to learn from, I said this in a group me, I get to learn from and steal from so many incredibly talented people. I mean, Kyle, Devlon, you know, Asia,
First time performing, I'm like, this chick, who is this chick? Who's playing my brother's sister?
Like, oh my gosh.
It's crazy, you know. Devlon can just sing one word, and I'm just like, I don't what is this? Huh? What is this? Oh, just special tone. Okay, all right. I'll be back tomorrow. Find somebody else for CC.
It really is amazing. You know, in that sense, people are paying for their tickets, but you're getting paid.
Yeah.
The audiences are getting paid with what they're getting to see on this stage, and the like I said, the commitment of the people up there on that stage, the willingness of people to share the gift that they have with other people. You know, I think that's incredibly brave when people, especially, you know, when new people show up to ALT, maybe they don't know anybody and they're showing up to auditions, and especially for musicals, and getting up there and sharing their gift and singing for 60 seconds to audition for this musical in front of people they've never met before. What a gift for us, and how brave it is for people to get up and do that. That never ceases to amaze me, people who get up in front of other people, because professional auditions, you're doing that privately. You're not doing that in front of the other people who you're auditioning against. And at ALT, you're doing it right out there in front of everybody, and it can be really nerve-wracking. And you see it, you know, I'm at all of these auditions, and I show up to those auditions, and then I show up to an opening night or an opening weekend of a show. And it is so incredible to see that transformation of people walking into auditions kind of trepidatious and nervous about what they're about to do, maybe don't know anybody. And by the end, they've got this community of people that came together to do this project for 6 or 7 weeks together. And it's unbelievable that I'm so excited for the energy in this theater now that you guys are going to have an audience, because a show like this needs the energy of a full audience.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to get that tonight. It gives me chills just thinking about it, because I've heard so much about this process along the way, from Leanne Crandall, who's doing your costumes, and of course from Jason here at work, and anyone who's popped in and out of rehearsals, David Walsh helping with the set. And I'm so excited to see the things that they've been talking about behind the scenes come to fruition right in front of my eyes, and to watch you guys share your incredible talent with our community. I am so excited. These people, including myself, have no idea what we're in for. I just know it's going to be absolutely fabulous. I'm so excited. We have so many comments to get to. Melanie Nicholson says, ALT musicals are an enormous gift to Amarillo. As a grandparent of theater kids, I know you are such a blessing to our community. Thank you so much for your comment, Melanie. And Jason Crespin, your director, says Amarillo audiences aren't ready for the talent in this show. Tia and Toderick shine in their roles and command the stage each and every time they walk out there. So proud of their work.
Oh, thanks, Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
I'm so excited to see your work too, Jason. I know this show has been such a huge undertaking, and there's no one more up for the job than Jason Crespin. I'm so excited to see it. Megan says we have tickets to 2 shows. Can't wait to see everyone shine, break a leg tonight. That's right. Let's carry that trend through. More and more people need to come twice to see. I'm sure we're going to need to catch all the things we're going to want to catch throughout this show.
So much happening in every scene. So much.
We're still trying to get some of it.
Not supposed to tell everybody.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm so excited to see these costumes on actors instead of just hanging on racks. I'm so excited to see these wigs on heads instead of on wig heads. I'm so excited to see everything come to fruition. Is there anything else you guys want to let audiences know before we head out for the day?
No, just, hey, come
see it.
Let's have a good time.
Right.
Proud of my sister. She's doing a great job. You know, it's all cool. Right.
You might cry. I know I've been moved several times. So it's an emotional roller coaster, but it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have to put our cry voices on when we sing it so we can really get them tears, you know.
Just
get those tears rolling.
Come on, pull it out. Come on. I know I'm going to be moved just sitting in the audience as a staff member at ALT, knowing we're doing Dreamgirls. We're doing Dreamgirls to close out our 97th season. I could not be prouder of ALT for doing this show and for the people who showed up, including the both of you, bringing your incredible talent to our stage and encouraging more members of our community to come to ALT and be a part of it, whether that's on stage in a musical or a play or backstage somewhere or helping with ushering in concessions. We want to create a community. We want that community to look like the Amarillo community. We want people to feel represented here. We don't want it to be squeezed into a tiny box. We want that box to be wide open and open for everybody. Jason Crespin says, and huge shout out to the Kissy Cummings for co-directing this epic show. She is a rock star. And we will have Kissy on Thursdays at 3 next week, along with Aspen. I'm so excited to chat with both of them next week. Tia, Toderick, you joined me on a very busy week and a very busy day for you. I'm so happy to have gotten the chance to talk to you about your incredible show. Cannot wait to see it on opening night tomorrow night. I want to wish you guys the best of luck on your opening weekend and, of course, for preview night tonight. Don't miss your chance to come and see Tia and Toderick in Dreamgirls at the Alan Shankles main stage May 1st. That's tonight through the 18th. Of course, tickets tonight for preview night are buy one, get one free. Students are always buy one, get one free. You can get your tickets by calling our box office at the phone number you see on your screen or by heading over to our website at AmarilloLittleTheater.org. Guys, I'm sending you all the positive vibes and positivity for preview night tonight, and I will see you both so soon. Y'all have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here next week. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.